Check this bad boy out, the Kawasaki Concourse. This is what I had before I had my Goldwing. Oh my god, look at this guy, no helmet, and he's pushing like 100 miles an hour. This guy is insane. That's such a cute car, come on! I love it. What is up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are on to day one of our epic trip. A little after 6 a.m., just heading out of Brooklyn. First leg of the trip is we need to get to the auto train. This part of the trip makes me nervous the most because we have to make it to the train. There's going to be a bunch of traffic or whatever that might delay us, but we absolutely must get there by 2 p.m. No later than 2 p.m. because that's when they stop loading motorcycles onto the train. And then, yeah, I don't know what happens after that. Might have to drive all the way to Orlando. I love it. Look at that. 6 a.m. Pretty much zero traffic. And our first stop is something called Reading Terminal. Never heard of it. It's in Philadelphia. Yeah. It's supposed to be like our first break spot where we grab some to eat, hopefully fuel up as well, because the whole leg of this particular trip is 260 miles. I think my dude is also on some kind of a trip. Insta X4 or something on his tail. Good shout. Love to see it. He's pushing it. Was a little bit optimistic leaving New York this morning. I'm wearing pretty much like all mesh. Shorts under these mesh pants. And just a t-shirt and a sun shirt under my jacket, and it's 60 degrees, 70 miles an hour, and it's and mesh gloves. It's a little chilly, just a tad. It's supposed to warm up quite a bit, and when we get down south, the temperatures that I saw there were like in the between 80 and 90, so it should be all right. Our travel time is staying roughly the same, and it's orange, which I think signifies that there's going to be a bit of traffic up ahead, or there's a pocket of traffic forming rather. I guess we're in Philadelphia now. Pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever been to Philadelphia before. Been to Pennsylvania in general, but not Philly. Alright, we're coming up to our first stop, which is going to be the Terminal Market. Supposed to be a food court type of place, I think. Yeah. This is so similar to New York's Chinatown. Do all Chinatowns have such a similar vibe? Alright, here we are. Let's check this place out. Alright, ladies and gents. We're leaving the Terminal Market in Philly, which was pretty good. Our next stop is going to be in Baltimore. The place where we need to get to is 109 miles, and we're kind of in the center of the city, so I'm not really seeing gas stations or anything. All right, crossed another state line. We're in Delaware. So far, in the span of 2.5 hours, we've been to New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. So it looks like we're making okay time. Our next stop is almost at 11. And I think from there, it's only about 60 miles until the train. So that's probably like an hour and a half. So that means we're going to get there around 1-ish. That's good. That's good. That's perfect. Gives us an hour to figure out where to go and load the bike on. Fingers crossed, obviously, that there's no delays there. But yeah, so far so good. Cautiously optimistic. We just did our last little quick pit stop before heading into the auto train station. It was a little coffee shop in Baltimore that ChatGPT suggested, and it was cute. Definitely a cool little rest spot. Beats like stopping at a service station, that's for sure. I wonder though if we had just a little bit more time, if we could stop in downtown Baltimore, or I hear the waterfront here is really amazing. So that might have been that might have been the jam. Next time. I think we're close to DC. I'm starting to see some landmarks that I recognize, like the Goddard Space Flight Center. There's a bunch of really important headquarters. I don't even know what to call them in this area, like CIA, FBI, all that good stuff. NASA. Oh no. These kids are crazy. What are you doing? Yep, starting to see DC plates. So that's 6 states. DC is not a state, really. What the hell? Territory? What the hell is DC? The beautiful people of DC, please don't hurt me. I actually really love DC. I'm an idiot. So Washington, D.C., judging by the name D.C. District of Columbia. So Washington is a district of Columbia. Considering our trip is kind of focused around military, space flight, and just aviation in general, Washington D.C. is such an amazing place to come for aviation stuff. The Smithsonian Air and Space Museum here is one of my favorites. I've been here a bunch of times, and I love coming here. Highly recommend it if you've never been. The rest of the museums are also very nice on that kind of main strip boulevard. I think I just saw a sign for Lorton. That's where we're going. That's where the train is. This is crazy, by the way. A bike lane like straight through a highway. Holy guacamole! Ooh, auto train! There we go! Yeah! Well, I guess we're here, guys. I didn't even realize this was it. Damn. Waiting for our bike to be offloaded from the train. One super nice thing is the temperatures were reporting like in the 80s and 90s, and so far in the shade it's It's not too bad. Hopefully it's not going to be too horrible when we're on the way, but next stop is the Kennedy Space Center. I'll see you there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Orlando, Florida. Just unloaded our bike. Next stop is gonna be the Kennedy Space Center. Oh, I'm so excited. It was an interesting night. I would probably get the kind of the full suite room instead of the little roomette that I got, just because the full suite has a bathroom and a shower inside, but it was like a community, like a hostel shower, which was still okay. I got to take a shower in the train. I didn't really plan that far ahead, so I'm thrilled that I was able to do it. It's we did get delayed. We were supposed to deboard at 9 a.m., but some Amazon packages were more important than the Amtrak train full of people, so we had to wait. We got parked for like 2 hours in the middle of the night while some freight trains were ahead of us. But so we ended up deboarding at 10:40, and then the bikes didn't come out until 11:30. I was really hoping to be on the road a little bit earlier, just because it would be cooler, but that's okay. It's not horrible right now, even though it's showing 83. It's not insanely humid yet. It's not super sunny. It's overcast right now, which, like this, I could completely deal with for a couple hours. Fortunately, our ride to Kennedy is only about an hour long, a little bit less, or a little bit more, depending if I need to make a quick pit stop or anything like that. But yeah, one of the other things that I completely didn't think about is what the hell am I going to do with all of my gear while I'm inside the Space Center. Ideally they would have lockers, but obviously it doesn't make a lot of sense for like a museum to have lockers. That would be the best case scenario. If they don't, I'm going to have to leave the gear tied to a net on the bike while I'm inside the museum. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. Ooh, cobbles. Quality of sleep at night was not amazing. I woke up a whole bunch of times, and I don't know what it was. The room was a little bit hot. I would have preferred it to be cooler, even though I put the AC on the lowest setting. So, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. But I still managed to get almost 6 hours of sleep, which I think should hold me over until the end of the day. This is interesting. I didn't really look at the map, so I don't know if full length of the distance to Kennedy is kind of in these little side streets, or if we're gonna hop on some kind of a highway. This route is 28 miles, and then it's only 6 miles to the Space Center, so this is kind of the bulk of the journey. This is awesome! But I'm learning some lessons. I applied some sunscreen to my face before, while I was in the train still, before we set off. Because yesterday, my face actually got a little pink. That's not great. I hate getting sunburned. No shit. Is this lane closed? Lot 6. Okay, I see lot 6. Lot 6 is all the way over there. I love the color. We're evening the odds. ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the Space Center. That's behind us. It was a really fun experience. One of the best space shuttle displays that I've seen so far. And it turns out that I only haven't seen one space shuttle. And I'll have to take a look and tell you which one it is, because I've seen the one. It's the one in Los Angeles. I don't remember what the name of that particular one is, but I've seen the one that's in New York. I've seen the one that is in Virginia in Udvar Hazy Center. I have a feeling. Well, I've seen this one, which is Atlantis. Again, incredible, absolutely incredible. They've done such a cool idea on how to display it. They display it at an angle, and you get to see the whole kind of underside, tiled underside of the shuttle, and it looks incredible. And I mean, other than the space shuttle, you have a deconstructed Saturn V, which looks super cool as well. Those are kind of the two main exhibits for this place. The rest of the stuff was kind of, it felt more like Disneyland than a museum. We're done with the space stuff for the day. I am heading to my overnight stay, which is a little Airbnb that I found in Titusville. I have no idea. Like, I don't know anything about Titusville. ChatGPT suggested this place, so hopefully it's good. Just I remembered something about the Space Center as well. I got super fortunate in that we got to see a couple of the launch pads. They were way off in the distance, right? I think one of the guides said the closest one was 4 miles away, something like that. And at that time, they were actually standing up a rocket on that launcher, which was super cool. I'll put in some photos of that. Unfortunately, because it's so far away and I don't really have anything with good zoom, the best we were able to get was like a really zoomed in iPhone photo. But yeah, it should at least communicate the point across. That was super cool. We also got to see the VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building, which by volume is the largest building in the world, I want to say. That's what I'm remembering. It could fit something like 3.5 Empire States inside it. That's where they will build the whole rocket upright and then wheel it out through these enormous doors. It looks pretty cool. Fortunately, we're not able to get close to it or anything like that. It was just kind of a drive-by, but still, it did look awesome. Beautiful. We got a chance to gas up a little bit. Hopefully makes starting tomorrow much easier. Checking into our Airbnb for the night, it was a little sketchy to begin with. I'm not familiar with the area, obviously, and Airbnbs are kind of hit and miss because every check-in process is unique. But yeah, first things first, it's right next to the highway, so not amazing. It took the host about half an hour to call me back to let me know that the keys are here, but where the keys are, rather. That's all right. So here, yeah, check this out. This is what the room looks like. So, first impression's not bad, right? It's a decent looking room. Got an AC up there. One of the things that I don't like immediately is like we're facing like a bar, and there's really no blackout curtains or anything like that. That's not great. Nice little kitchenette. Decent looking new bathroom and all that stuff. So, hello.
our little bedroom. But again, look, there's no way to black out these windows. It's gonna be an interesting night of sleeping. Maybe I'll hang some blankets on there or something like that to black it out. But yeah, this is it. Gonna freshen up a little bit, drink some water, and there's like a bar lounge next door, literally right next door. So I'll probably go get something to eat. Catch you later. Well, all right. So, start of our day 3. Yeah, day 3. I'm losing count. Just stayed at an Airbnb in Titusville, Florida. About 20 minutes away from the Kennedy Space Center. Got about 8 hours of sleep. Today, our journey is from here to Georgia. Let's go. It's 9 a.m. and it's already 77 degrees. It's gonna be a little toasty. So I didn't really want to stop around here for coffee. So our first coffee and kind of like brekkie spot is gonna be an hour and 10 away. Woo! That was fun. Got a little bit of wheel spin there. I didn't notice. I guess there was gravel coming out of there. Woo! That was just like a shot of espresso. Woo! I'm sure my heart rate's like 150 now.
Yeah, sleeping away from home nearly always gives me weird dreams. I kept dreaming that there was another bedroom in the B&B that I was staying in, and like random people would pop up in that bed overnight. I had to drag them out and be like, no, I have this whole thing to myself. You don't belong here. Get out. That was my dream. Like through the whole night, that's all I was dreaming about. All right, Florida. I see you. 75 miles and GPS says an hour. I mean, that's not the times I'm used to when we go further up north, right? Because the speed limits are lower. Not even the speed limits are lower. There's way more traffic. It's much more dense. So yeah, the leg of the trip that we're doing today. So we're done with Florida essentially, and we're done with the Kennedy Space Center rather, and we're making our way up from Florida to up north to New York. So we're starting that leg of the journey, and the first segment is from Orlando to Savannah, Georgia, where we're going to stop for the night. I think the total mileage for today is around 260 to 280 miles, something like that. That's crazy. This is I-95. We could take this road directly to New York, like without any turns or without anything. I think wow, the turbulent air from trucks extends really far. I'm already feeling the turbulence from that truck right there. Let me see if I could pass these guys. Oh man, town car with a trailer hitch and open windows. Woo-wee. You think the windows are open because the AC hasn't worked since like 1985? Jacksonville, Florida. A 4 Series convertible with a trailer. All right. Coffee spot is popular. This little donut spot was off the hook. Really enjoyed it. Really good donuts, and surprisingly a pretty good bagel. Good coffee too. Just what I needed. So our next stop is just a fuel stop. We're supposed to get onto the I-95, but as we're coming out to this coffee shop, I noticed that this shore road is just so beautiful. So we're going to take the shore road as far up north as possible before merging into 95 for our gas. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is so pretty. I do have my swimming trunks. Maybe I should go for a dip. This looks so chill. So we're still in Florida. I quiet down our nav for a second because it's yelling directions nonstop. Turn around, turn around, turn around. I don't want to turn around. I'm super happy that I took this route. This is what I was imagining when I was planning a trip to Florida. Then I finally gave up and figured out what I was trying to do. This is very the Long Island community that we have. Jeez, I can't believe I forgot about it. We have something kind of super similar. Hamptons. Alright, and we're back into more regular riding. Still very pretty. These are all, like, I'm sure, very expensive houses and gated communities and stuff, so it's a little bit more chill, and we're still next to the coast, so beats the I-95, that's for sure, as far as scenery. European village, fine restaurants and shops. Ta-ta, cheerio. Oh, although, yeah, the Brits are no longer Europeans. This is gorgeous. Palm Linear Park. I have to remember this. So our next stop is actually going to be in 2 hours. Okay. I think after that coffee and the beautiful brekkie, I think we can make it happen. Right? I think so. I have faith. Do you have faith? I have faith. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm going to make it? 2 hours? No stop? What do you think? So we have 3.5 miles before it's going to try to merge us to I-95 again. I guess, is 3 miles enough to figure out whether there's a scenic or not? I guess we'll find out.
All right, our gas light started flashing for the first time this trip. One of the things that I was actually thinking about just now is I never told ChatGPT what my gas mileage is. And on average, I get around, like 250 miles per tank. That's if we're doing this kind of stuff, highway and not a lot of city. It might be interesting to give that as a prompt to ChatGPT when you're planning these kind of trips as well, because it'll give. I think it might give you much more accurate fuel stops. This one was actually fairly accurate, right? Between where we started and this fuel stop, this scheduled fuel stop per ChatGPT's instructions is going to leave us with like 30 miles of range, which is pretty much bang on. I'm very impressed with that. But like I said, I think adding adding our gas mileage to the prompt and saying that, hey, I get an average of like, let's say 230 miles per tank or something like that, might give you much more accurate fuel stops. So this sketches me out. My range is dropping way quicker than the mileage that till the stop. So, I mean, hopefully we're gonna make it. We should make it. All right, boys and girls. Had our last little quick stop before we hit Savannah. And now we are on to our overnight stay in Savannah, Georgia. Only about 72 miles away, a little over an hour. I think we could do this easy peasy, and then we'll explore Georgia a little bit. And it feels like it cooled off ever so slightly, and the temperature remains the same, but we got some cloud coverage, which is always welcome. And away we go! Oh man, I feel so much better after getting some coffee. We've been on the road for a little over 2 hours, or just under 2 hours rather, and it was 90 degrees. It was like really kind of, yeah, it was starting to get to me a little bit. Getting that refresher, feel like $1 million. Feel like I could do another 2 hours. So the lesson there is take breaks, take breaks, take breaks. I keep telling myself that, but especially on a trip like this, other than the train that we had to be there at a specific time, I don't need to be anywhere else at a specific time. We're basically going from rest spot to rest, from hotel to hotel. So the rest of the itinerary is kind of irrelevant on when we get there. We can explore the city a little bit if we get there early enough, but other than that, it's not a big deal. So we could take our sweet time. We could make 1 million stops if we needed to, or wanted to. Wonder if there's a way to record what the nav is saying. Sometimes I want to comment on it for you guys, and obviously it's in my head, it's in my headphones, and you can't hear it. It would be sweet if you could, though. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that is less than ideal for us. Slow moving traffic, very little wind over us, and I'm gonna be a well done potato. Savannah Pirates Museum, hello! Wait, is that a real freaking thing? Alright, ladies and gents, we are about to enter Savannah. When we were leaving, I want to say Philly, yeah, it was kind of the same jam. You exit out of the city basically on city streets, and the city streets just slowly become a highway. Fascinating. We're in Savannah. I circled a couple of blocks looking for parking. It looks like this is the center-ish of the city, or at least a very popular area of the city, so it's all pay parking on the street. The hotel that I'm staying at, however, does have a suggested parking lot, which is like a 5-minute walk from where I'm staying. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave the car in that garage, grab our stuff, go to the hotel, check in, drop everything off, change, and then go look around. It looks like a really fun city. I'm digging the vibe so far. Check this out, guys. So Airbnb gave us the host gave us the wrong code for the door. We had to wait like 10 minutes or so to get the correct code, but this is where we're staying. Looks pretty cute. Got a nice little kitchenette. Got a nice little living room and stuff. Curtains, which is a plus. I do hope there is a
bedroom. There's supposed to be. Yeah, but definitely cute little place. Anything in the fridge? Nope. Nada. But okay, a little coffee maker, some tea and stuff. Alright. Not too bad. Very cute little place. Hello. Much nicer than the place in Florida, but what do we got in here? We got a little closet and stuff. And okay. And a washer and a dryer. So if we wanted to, we can wash some clothes. Alright, so I'm gonna change real quick and go explore the city and maybe grab a drink or two or something.